Yes, they go up, up, they go down, 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 they go inside out, and with this wonderful smoke trail and these beautiful aircraft, you can't fail to be moved by the entertainment, the image, and of course the history of the entire barnstorming world. Taking us back into yesteryear, this whole thing really much, or the genre that we're seeing here in front of us, very much the end of the First World War. An extraordinary chap by the name of Ormer Locklear was pretty much the inspiration, a chap who had once gone out onto his wing whilst flying it to fix a technical problem, got back in, and then of course continued. So most other people would have just landed and fixed it. But it was an opportunity with so many spare aircraft and of course a lot of pilots out of work and not a lot to do, and an opportunity to use all those aircraft for entertainment, to make the most of it. Barnstorming and wing walking really took off when he got together with the extraordinary but a very apt named Ethel Dare. And they worked as a partnership for some time. But look now as they come through in formation, and the girls lying on their sides. They swivel around on those harnesses, can't communicate. They choreograph their moves together just as the pilots do with the aircraft, without any words spoken whatsoever. So just look at the positions those girls are under now. This is Emma and Kirsten here having the time of their lives with these gaily coloured aircraft, and top pilots Nuji running there behind Dave Barrell, who is the chief pilot and lead display pilot for the team, and just outstanding. These aircraft, Stearmans, developed back in the late 20s, early 30s really. They started coming good as a training requirement for the US Air Force and US Army pilots. A really strong, robust airframe, but these are slightly more adapted in that they've been strengthened, first of all, by a massive Great Pratt & Whitney radial, 9 cylinders, pumping out 450 horsepower. It's a really superb engine, and you need that extra power because of the drag created by having the girls flying on the wings. Now listen out as they come in for a break.
Smoke on, go! Go!
Oh, absolutely delightful sight, and how entertaining is that? And that mighty roar now as they put all the levers forward and put the prop into fine pitch. Those tips almost go supersonic, and that gives you that tremendous roar. And the smoke, don't worry about that, that's all environmentally sound smoke as well. That's a form of a thing we call it ondina. It's sort of baby oil really, and really, really friendly stuff. You can have a good bath in that with any issue at all. But coming on around, talking about modifications now, they've got extra pairs of ailerons on the wings as well, these aircraft, unlike the standard Stearman. That gives them the extra agility as well as the power to do the maneuvers they're doing. What are they going to do this time? Well, they're certainly going to cross by each other very closely, but will they pull up into a loop? Will it be a roll? Let's have a look now. Oh, it's a bump. So as they pull up, of course they're pulling positive G, but as they go over the top, both the pilots and the girls will feel a little bit strange there as they go over the hill, and the blood just rushes up momentarily to their heads instead of to their feet. Keeping the movement going now, they're coming around the tight turn, of course talking very closely to each other. Smoke isn't just for show, of course, smoke is also there for safety. It ensures that they get accurate positions on each other's as well. And here they're coming in now for another crossover. Now, some of you maybe heard me chatting to Kirsten yesterday, and delightful girl she is, and saying how all of them very much come from the dance environment or acrobatic world. Kirsten, a trapeze artist. Emma was a dancer, I believe. And it's quite competitive to get in as well. I mean, it's clearly hard work. And of course, they have to work out their own routines. They're generally of the lighter variety, of course, because they're putting extra weight, although anybody can go wing walking. If you just go to the AeroSuperBatics site or to go wingwalking.com, you'll be able to sign up for a flight on one of these aircraft yourselves. They operate out of a lovely airfield up in Gloucestershire. It's a restored First World War airfield called Renkum. And they've got up to 5 aircraft there available to do this. But for me, very much capturing the spirit and emotion and just the whole image of that carefree flying of the interwar years. Now, throughout the course of the display, you'll see the girls moving around even more on the top of those wings as well. They will get out of the harnesses at a couple of stages and balance precariously on the top of their own cockpit. Pilots sit in the rear cockpit, so that enables the girls to get in and out and climb onto the wing. And also during the transit flights, of course, it would be impossible to stay on the top of the wing for more than really the course of this display. So they have to climb in and out physically, attaching themselves with a safety strap. Repositioning this time. Now, what is it going to be? We could be having a pairs loop coming our way. Let's keep... Here we go, smoke is on. We're going to be diving down. Let's see, what are we going to do?
Go! Next roll, go!
And it's a roll, and what a beautiful sight. Absolutely superb. Some of this not for the faint-hearted, of course, as you can imagine. It's not easily done. Don't worry, when you go wing walking with them, you don't have to go upside down. They'll have a chat to you about that. But just the sheer thrill of being on the top of the wing is absolutely extraordinary. A lot of practice, of course, goes both pilots and the wing walkers themselves to choreograph a display like this. Now, this could be the first of the fly past where the girls actually take themselves out of the harnesses, reposition. They have a number of different positions that they adopt on the leading edge, on the trailing edge as well. And if you've got binos or your long-range cameras there, you'll be able to watch the maneuvering going on. And here they are, just hanging on. It takes a lot of strength, of course. Don't forget, you know, the power of the wind against you. You put your hand out of the window in a car going down the motorway, you can feel the force of the wind. These girls now precariously right on the leading edge of the wings. Absolutely phenomenal stuff indeed. Tremendously courageous bit of flying from the girls, and they're maneuvering now, having positions. They may well be coming back into what is one of their most popular arts, their thing called the arabesque, where they're literally on tippy toes, one leg on the cockpit behind the trailing edge of the wing, other arm hanging on to the bottom of the harness itself, and then the other hand holding one of the feet. Just take a look at this. Yeah, go on, give them a wave as well. They're not quite finished yet, so I hope they'll give us one more pass for that. But those girls, they're looking down on you, and they are working very hard indeed. It's just terrific stuff. Oh, and then you see them waving to you? Just fighting into a bit of choppy wind out there. That wind, it doesn't feel too strong up here on the sea front, but out there at sea, the wind coming over Beachy Head and just picking up a few knots there. They'll be bouncing out a little bit. You can see the small white horses on the sea there, just indicating that. So now here's a big opportunity for you. What have you got? Hats, coats, umbrellas. You know the score, don't you, everybody? Give them a massive Eastbourne wave. Those girls just working so hard up there. Fabulous stuff indeed. Really terrific. And you see how they're perched. Literally tippy toes, one leg hanging on with the other arm, and the other arm holding their feet high. A really, really acrobatic position to hold whilst traveling at over 100 miles an hour. Now, they're basing themselves out of Shoreham during the course of the weekend, so I'm pretty sure that as they turn in this left iron towards just the other side of the pier there, this will be their final fly past. A great opportunity for them to take a good look down and to see who's been watching them, and for you also to bid them another great airborne farewell. Just repositioning now into what we call echelon right. And all the glamour and romance of these wonderful aircraft and their daring do here on display, streaming their friendly smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you've been watching the AeroSuperBatics Wingwalkers. Yes, go on, throw up in the air, whatever you've got, but hang on to it. Don't let it go, will you? Oh, and there goes that rasp on the engine. What a lovely sound.